Hello, my name is C from Curio & Co. I thought today we could touch on putting together a portfolio, what it entails, and some tips and tricks to keep in mind when you making your image selection and you're putting together your package. Before we dive in how to put together the portfolio, I wanted to mention just a few notes. The goal of this video series that I've been doing recently is to spare 1 or 2 hours of grief along your creative process. The idea is to share some of the things that I picked up ever since I started working in the creative field back in the 90s. The drawings that you're seeing me do on this video, they are designs that I make for our Curio & Co studios. They usually are about 20 to 30 minute sketches where I just let my imagination go and create story moments and build characters out of my imagination. As I talk about putting together the portfolio, you'll be able to see a little bit of my creative process with the idea that you might be able to pick up a couple of things that you implement during your creative journey. One last thing, the ASMR audio will be available under the British English audio as soon as Multitracks becomes available here in Austria. Now, let's dive in. A portfolio is 10 consistent pieces of your best work. It's not 40, it's not 50, but keep it to 10 and everybody is going to be a lot happier for it. Not just you, but also the people seeing it. And you must have your contact info on the portfolio. These are just simply the basics of a portfolio. Now, let's break it down into further, more useful tips that you can use to hone in the goal of what a portfolio can do for you and how it can help you get the job that you're seeking. There are a few musts that you need to keep in mind when you're putting together this portfolio package that's going to land you the job that you want. One is definitely don't use somebody else's work. The community is quite small, even though we live in a worldwide community of artists. But people do move from studio to studio and they change country. If they get to find out that you use their work or maybe a friend's work, that will taint your possibility to get a job. And people will remember that throughout their career and they will mention that to other friends. Be helpful to yourself. Don't use other people's work. It's really important that you know which job you are going after. The entertainment industry is very specialized in the jobs that they are looking to fill. The larger the businesses, the more specialized it gets. Know which job you're going after. Are you going for the graphic design position? Are you going for the character design position? Are you going for the set design position? That portfolio should reflect that content. If the portfolio is supposed to be reflecting the job that you're going after, then you need to match the portfolio to the position that you are applying to. Many times in our studio, we've been receiving applications for positions that do not match the job description. Do yourself a favor. Make sure that you use the portfolio suited for the job position. That will tell the person that is reviewing your application and your portfolio that you have actually read the content, that you know what you're getting yourself into, and that you are serious about getting the job. Now, what type of content should the portfolio contain? Well, it's important that you only show what you want to show, meaning if there is a piece that you're not happy with, do not include it in the portfolio just because you want to show that you can also do this. Only show the best work, it will serve you much better. If you show 8 pieces that are good, it's clear that you can do a 9th piece that is better. But if you show 8 with a 9th piece that is weaker than the other ones, what you're telling the person is that the other 8s were more of a fluke than the 9th. Reduce it. Make sure that you only show the best work that you have available. Keep it to a max of 10 pieces. put your best work first, and if you have a second best, last. The idea of the portfolio is to show consistency with the work that you're creating. This is why it's important to have the best pieces that you have. It's okay to show a piece that is better than the other one slightly. If the pieces that you're showing have a radical difference in quality, it's going to be very difficult for the art director or the supervisor that is interested in hiring you to feel comfortable bringing you on, because he needs to have confidence that you can perform at a specific level. So make sure that the pieces are balanced in quality. That's why I mentioned before your 10 best pieces. Hopefully, you're able to reach a point with your skill set that you're able to constantly perform at a specific level. Having the best one at the beginning and a best at the end will allow you to impress the person that is looking at your portfolio when they first open it, and is going to give them something to remember when they turn to the last page. You need to keep the portfolio to about 10 pieces max, because people have very little time to go through somebody's work. Make it easy for them. These people that are going to be hiring, they're quite busy, they have a lot on their plate. They need to go through hundreds of portfolios. Keeping it to 10, you're doing them a favor, which then is going to say, oh, this person understands that I am busy. You're going to be more prone to be selected. If you're concerned about not showing them all the best work that you have, because you have more than 10 pieces, your responsibility is grab their attention so that they're interested in seeing more. If you have your contact info on that portfolio and you grab their attention, they will reach out to you to see more work. That is a great way for you to then start a conversation with them. Past the first selection process, you're now at a point that you can have a dialogue with them. Going to be way ahead of the game because you start a conversation with the hiring party rather than just them looking at the artwork. So make sure that you have few pieces that are good. Make a good first impression. If the project that you worked on was a collaboration, make sure you identify what you contributed to the piece. Make sure that you have the proper copyright credits. If what you contributed is a project that you've done for a studio, make sure the studio gets the proper copyrights. It also shows the hiring studio that might be interested in taking you on as an artist that you are conscious about giving the rights to the right people, giving credit where credit is due. Keep in mind that you need to make sure that your work is cohesive. The artwork needs to feel like it comes from the same artist. They need to be able to feel confident that you can repeatedly deliver quality at the same level and in the same style. Your portfolio is a presentation. Presentations take time to put together, so don't rush through it unless you're completely in a bind. Obviously, then you got to do what you can. But if you can, allocate a chunk of your time to putting together a good presentation. A portfolio is an ongoing project. It will get better as you get better. What you can do is simply remove a piece, add a piece. You're a working creative artist. That means on a weekly basis, you will be producing new content, new pictures. Once that is done, switch one out, add it in there. Make sure that you are improving your portfolio. You're looking for a job in the visual communication industry. So make sure that you know how to communicate who you are and what type of work you want to do. How you present yourself will show how you communicate. Are you organized? What type of interest do you have? The images that you choose in your portfolio show how and what you have studied. Show that you have an idea of organization, how you put together the images. Are they all the same format? If they're not the same format, is there a logic of how you're putting the images together? Do you have a logo that presents you as a business or as a person? Are you using multiple fonts from image to image in the text area where you're describing the type of task that you've done for that specific image? Or does the package has a cohesive design? Does the package have your contact information easily accessible? It is exceptionally frustrating for anybody who's looking into hire an artist when they have to go hunting for the contact information in order to offer a job to the artist. Make it easier for the person who's looking to hire you to contact you. Show that you care. If you care about your work, that will tell the art director or supervisor that is hiring you that you will care about the work that you're going to be doing for them. That is an excellent plus. You're trying to get a job as a visual storyteller. So think about the images that you're putting together as building a story. Communicate to that art director that you can tell a story even with just a series of 8 or 10 images. The sequence in which you select the images will give a pace to the experience of looking at your portfolio. You can start with a lot of action, aggressive colors, and then you can ease up with something a little bit more muted, and then you can pick it back up with another piece that has more color, and then you can come down, punch it back up at the end. You can play around with the images in terms of story just by using the images that you have. As you move along your creative journey, you're going to be able to see specific interests that are going to surface on the images that you're making. That is something that you can take advantage of. You should showcase the one thing that makes the images so specifically you. Are you the one who is excellent at lighting? Are you the one who can make exceptionally appealing bad guys? You need to find your unique selling proposition. It will give it a cohesive look and it will tell the hiring person this person is the right person because we need appealing bad guys. We should address that competition at the moment in the market is absolutely massive. Everybody wants to be a character designer. Everybody wants to be in the entertainment industry. Do yourself a favor. Do what you love and do it exceptionally well so that it becomes easier for you to stand out. Whoever is in charge of hiring will have to bow to the fact that you're so good that they can't let go of the possibility of bringing you on board on the project. Not to mention, because you're so good, you get to do the thing that you love to do that got you the job in the first place. It's a win win situation. Do what you love, do it well. We need to address the issue of portfolio versions. You will most likely be creating multiple versions of your portfolio to cater to different positions and to cater to different companies. Each company will be requiring different formats. Some will want it in PDF, some as a JPEG, some will definitely want it as a reel. Every company has a different application process, has a different portal. You just need to learn to live with it. It doesn't mean that you have to start creating all these versions from the get-go. That would be madness. But you can start collecting them, having them properly archived, so that at the moment that you need that specific version, at least you have something to start with so that you can manipulate and then submit. You got to match your interest to the company that you are applying to. If you're looking for a job in the animation industry, but you don't have any cartooning experience or any cartooning portfolio pieces, applying at Disney is going to be a waste of your time. So you need to build a portfolio that is suited for the company. Find out which shows are going into production. Accessing the Hollywood Reporter or Variety, any type of trade magazine will give you an idea of what is going on in the industry, which jobs are coming onto the market. You can start contacting friends, see if they know of any job opportunities that are opening up. Use your network to know what's going on. Then build your portfolio for that specific project. Different companies have different needs. A smaller company has smaller departments. That means that most likely you will be asked to do a variety of jobs: graphic design, illustration, character design, maybe also some animation and some special effects and compositing. A larger company will probably want you to do a very, very small task consistently throughout the entire production. There are people who are only brought on to animate facial expressions. Facial expressions are quite complex, and to do them well, you need a lot of craft and experience. So it's okay to specialize. I'll leave you with just a couple of things to sum things up. Yes, a portfolio is a lot of work. Unfortunately, there is no easy way to land that one dream job. A portfolio is exceptionally personal. You're presenting yourself, so do whatever feels best for you. Listen to your gut feeling because it's gonna give you the direction that you need to get to the place that you want to be at. It will take some effort to put together a clean and simple presentation, but you can always get better at it and improve the portfolio one step at a time. If you make things clean and simple, you're gonna make it easier for the person who's hiring you to say, yes, we want this artist. Make sure you include up to 10 solid pieces. Less is more. Only show your best work and make sure that your contact info is on the package. I hope these tips will be useful to your creative journey. Let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, stay curious, keep learning, and stay creative.